Hi, I'm William Barnhill. I'm with OhioDNR Division of Forestry, and I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about tree nursery seedlings. In my right hand here, we have a more traditional seedling, which is a bare root stock type of seedling. And in my left hand here, we have the new seedlings that we're growing at the Buckeye State Tree Nursery, which is more in the plug form. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about the differences here. So some of the disadvantages of a bare root seedling is when they're out in the field, they are prone to drying out if the roots are exposed to air too long. Another disadvantage that you might find is that there is a limited planting window for a bare root. They have to be planted when they're dormant, usually March through April here in Ohio. And then thirdly, they are more susceptible to not surviving if not planted correctly. What you have here is the plug that you will find at the Buckeye State Tree Nursery. As you can see, it's a little bit different than our bare root plug. The plug itself is surrounded by a 2-year forestry paper. This paper will biodegrade in the soil over the next 2 years. Some of the advantages of the plug you'll see is that it produces a much more fibrous root system. And the way that happens is the plug is grown in an air tray and the roots are exposed to air. It will force the tree to produce more fibrous roots. The advantage of having more fibrous roots is when you're planting the tree, there is more root system that's in contact with the soil. And more contact with the soil, the more ability it has to take up nutrients and water and get established quicker. Some of the disadvantages of the plug is that they're a little bit bigger and heavier. So if you're taking large quantities out into the field for planting, it might be a little bit more difficult to carry. All right, we're ready to plant a tree. Traditionally, bare roots and the plugs from the nursery can be planted mechanically, but most trees out in the field are planted with a dibble bar. Before planting, you want to trim the roots to the appropriate size, to the planter or your dibble bar. Next step, you insert the dibble bar into the ground and move it back and forth, creating a V shape within the ground. You insert the bare root, making sure the roots are down. Once it's in the ground and making sure your roots aren't pointing up to avoid J-rooting, you now insert the dibble bar behind the tree. You push the soil back and forth, closing all the air gaps behind the tree. And one final stop keeps the tree in place. Okay, so let's plant a plug from the Buckeye State Tree Nursery. As you can see, you don't have to take time to trim the roots. You can just go ahead and initially start to plant. Take your dibble bar, very similar to planting a bare root, and then the only thing different is a little twist. Insert your plug into the ground, and then insert the dibble bar, pushing the soil back and forth, and then one final stomp to remove any air pockets, and then you planted your plug. Plugs can be planted with tools other than a dibble bar, such as augers and other specialized equipment. If you're looking to do a mass tree planting, please consult a forester for proper species and type.